Hola, Timothy Phoenix here. Welcome to my blog, which is all about my life, rising from the flames of anxiety to create the life of my dreams, using the law of attraction and many of the self-development tools which I've learnt. And hopefully you can follow me and you can see that anyone can change their life at any point and create whatever they want, basically. So this is update number 3. Now, the first one that I did, I was feeling really on a massive high, feeling fantastic, things were going well. The second update was the total opposite. I actually had a bit of a crash back down to earth. Things didn't go particularly well for me with my work as a trader, lost a lot of money, started to get a little bit panicky. I have kind of stabilised a bit and feel a bit better about things now. I'm back on a bit more of an even keel, I would say. I basically got 6 months until I go away to Thailand now. Okay, so I've got this new job, amazing experience that I'm waiting to start. It's going to be life-changing. I'm going to be moving to Thailand, living on a tropical island and trying to help people create the life of their dreams, basically. It's basically a 6-month period, and my attitude towards it was that I kind of just want this to end and get it over with as quickly as possible. 6 months don't really mean much to me. It's kind of going to be an insignificant part of my life that I need to just get through as quickly as possible and get over the time, and then everything's going to start to really expand and improve for me. But I think having that setback a couple of weeks ago and kind of having things, my confidence knocked a little bit, and has kind of made me reevaluate that. And I think I'm now looking at these 6 months as being right. I've realised that perhaps I'm not quite as strong. I don't have the solid base that I would like in my life, where nothing's ever going to faze me, where I'm going to be absolutely rock solid, self-assured. And I knew I wasn't far away from that, and it's been getting better and better over the last year or so since I've been on this journey, this self-development journey. But I think what the experience of the last couple of weeks where I've been feeling really down has showed me is that I've got a way to go yet. And the key thing to it for me is discipline. And I really lost my discipline, and that's what caused me to trade badly. But it wasn't just about work, it wasn't just about the loss of money. It's also, there were other things that were starting to slip. I mentioned them before. I've been going through trying to get these habits, good habits, ingrained in my life, so that I have this solid base, this solid foundation, and running through every area of my life, from the physical aspect to the mental aspect. I think when you've got that foundation as a person and you're constantly working on that, then you are going to become a strong individual, and very little is going to faze you in life. And that's basically what I'm trying to work on, by doing things such as meditation daily and yoga, and trying to do certain things which I know are going to build up kind of a strength and a discipline within me. And that includes learning a bit of Spanish every single day, trying to improve myself, self-development books, for example. And yeah, so also eating better, also doing things like not sitting in front of a TV and binge watching stuff, and eating really crap sugary foods all the time, making sure I get down the gym regularly and pushing myself to my limit, really, to try and become as strong and as physically fit as I can be. So yes, basically I let those things slip, and it's not like it's the first time. It happens quite regularly. I normally do a few weeks and I'm really good, and then I will slip up for a couple of weeks after that, but I usually get back on again. But I think this goes for anybody. If you want to see real results in your life, real success in your life in all areas, then you've got to ingrain those habits on a consistent basis. You've got to do it every day, really. Even if it's just a little thing. For example, I might only do 5 minutes of Spanish one day. I'll try to do 20 minutes, half an hour most days. But if I can only sneak in 5 minutes, you've got to sneak in that 5 minutes. Don't think it's only 5 minutes, because what you're doing is you're trying to build the habit, and even if it's only a little bit every day, you're getting that habit in there. And as I've mentioned before, it can become a domino effect. If you miss out one day on one particular thing, then other things you start to slip up on as well, and then they all start to go. And that's basically what happened in a couple of weeks ago when I had that bad time with my work. So my aim over these next 6 months is, if I can go 6 solid months, barely missing a day on anything. I mean, the intention's always not to miss a day, right? But it's going to happen. Life is going to happen, and you're occasionally going to not have the time. But the way I look at it is, let's take the Spanish for an example. You might forget to do it. Okay, you might genuinely actually not have any time. You've been particularly busy one day. Then you get to the evening and you're ready for bed. Okay, now you can't tell me that with something like Spanish, at least, right? You can't sneak in 5 minutes of Spanish before your head hits the pillow. I know that I can do. Okay, and I know there have been days when I've got to, I don't know, midnight, and I'm knackered, I'm ready for bed, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my Spanish today, I forgot for whatever reason, or I put it off, kept putting it off. And now it's midnight, I normally go to bed about midnight. Well, why can't I sneak in 5 minutes before I go to bed? It's not an ideal time to do it. It's not easy to start learning something when you're really tired. But the point is, you're trying to build the habit. I think, and I knew every time I did that, and I went about a month with my Spanish where I learned absolutely nothing, really let it slip. And I realised that, yes, of course, I could have pushed myself harder, just a little bit more. And that's when these good habits start to ingrain themselves. When you push through the difficult parts, it becomes easier later on. I could have done that. There were loads and loads of days that I had opportunities to do that, and the more that I left it, then the more likely it was the next day that I wasn't going to bother at all as well. So I'm now pleased to say I've done 14 days on the spin where I've done my Spanish, so that's good. That's probably the best I've ever done, to be honest. But it's also a noticeable improvement in all the other things I've been doing. I've made sure I've gone to the gym or done yoga every single day in that same period, not missed a day on that, so that's good. I'm back to eating a little bit better now. I mean, I wasn't particularly unhealthy anyway, but I do have a bit of a sugary addiction, and it can start to get to the stage where I'm having, cakes on a regular basis, a few times a day, and I'm sneaking, different desserts in there, and it can get bad. It can get bad. I think I'm happy now. In the last week or so, I've really got back on track with everything. Meditation as well. One of the things I've really managed to improve on and really push myself on over the last week is getting to bed. Stopping myself going to bed really late and making sure I'm getting up a bit earlier. So I've been getting up about 7:30, which for me that's early. In the past I've been getting up like after 9 o'clock easily and onwards towards midday some days. I've been really pushing myself to get to bed at 11 o'clock midnight, making sure I'm getting up around 7 o'clock, getting my meditation in nice and early if I've got the time to do that, and it's those morning preparations that are really important, I think. Sometimes you don't have time for them, but I'll try and squeeze them in the morning. If I don't, I'll do them later on in the day. The point is that I've not been consistent day after day after day after day, just pushing myself. Really, when it's been tough, we don't realise that we've got this extra strength within us. We've all got it. Every one of us has, but most of us don't use it. We don't use the reserves that we've got within us. A lot of us don't realise we've got those reserves within us. I do now, so I don't have an excuse. But if you don't realise, it's time to start learning about this, because you have reserves within you, honestly, that you wouldn't believe. We've all got them. It's just they lie dormant and we don't use them. I have started using them. I understand it's there, but it's still tough, you know. Life sometimes just keeps dragging you back a bit. And I've realised that in the last week, you know, it's tough, because this journey for me has been a real roller coaster. I've been really up and down for about a year and a half now, and the highs have been magnificent, and the lows have been pretty bad. But I'd say this year I really felt things were starting to change for me, and a lot of good stuff's been happening over the past 6 months in particular. Meeting great new people who are on the same journey as me, people who come into my life. Obviously getting the job in Thailand, that's the main thing. The blog's been a fantastic addition for me, and it's been great to be able to speak to people who are interested in the things that I'm interested in and want to improve their lives as well. And I just want to say thank you to all the people who have commented on the blog. Honestly, you've no idea how much it means. It really, really lifts me, because at the end of the day, I still don't have anyone, no one who lives local to me, no one who I consider a close friend, who I can speak to about these things and who can G me up. And that's, you know, I have been felt really lonely. I think that's part of the problem for me of the past week or so. You know, I've mentioned it before, when things are going well, it doesn't matter so much that there's no one there who I can speak to quite easily or I can meet up with. In fact, all the people that I've met who are new into my life lately, they don't live near me. So it's not like I can just go and meet them and talk things through with them. And also, you know, they're new to my life, so I don't really feel close enough to them yet that I can kind of speak to them about, you know, every little thing that's going on. And it would be nice if I could do that. But the one thing I do have is I've had people on the blog who have made some wonderful comments to kind of G me up, and I just want to say thank you for that. Keep them coming, and if you haven't commented yet, get on there and send me a message, because I really, really, really want to hear from you. I really, really want to build a tribe with this blog. It's one of the things that I really wanted to do here. So if you haven't commented yet, get on the blog, send me a message. I really want to hear from you, and thank you to everyone who's really said such kind words, you know, and literally everyone who's commented has had a kind word to say, and I think that's fantastic. It's really, really helped me. You know, it keeps me going, you know, knowing that I've got these blog posts to do, having this blog to do, and one of the things I'm trying to get more disciplined on it is blogging, and sort of the back end of things I could do more on. I know, to get the word out there, to get this blog out there and build it. So that's another thing I'm going to be really, really disciplined on over these next 6 months. Going back to what I was saying about how important these 6 months I believe they now are, it's about building that foundation that's going to last me the rest of my life, where I feel strong at everything in all areas. And I know that I want to reach that point where I know that it's really going to take a lot to knock me and to knock away that foundation. And I say the last week it was knocked away pretty quickly and pretty easily. I don't want that to happen again. So, you know, again, it's all relative, because if you go back to a couple of years ago when I had anxiety, I mean, look, the last week it's not like it was then when things got really bad. It's not like I'm shutting the world out, shutting the curtains, curling up in a ball, and just you know, vegging out and doing absolutely nothing for entire days apart from watch shit TV and eat crap and just try and shut the world out and not think about the thoughts that are going on in here, which were sending me bloody insane. It's not like that, okay? I just want to get that across. The anxiety, it's nothing to do with anxiety. It's just, and I was speaking to someone about this actually, or emailed someone about this, who is also on a similar journey to me, and she was just saying, when does it all end? She was going through a similar thing, I think, where she'd just been knocked and something had come up in her life and she just felt really down. And it's just like, when does it all end? When am I finally just going to get a part of my life where I haven't got shit to deal with? And that's exactly how I felt, basically. You know, I've had years of anxiety to deal with, and coming out of that, I've had this spiritual awakening where I've been really up and down, and I just felt this year things were starting to change, like things were getting a little bit more on an upward curve, you know. Things were starting to feel a bit better, a little bit more stable, and then all of a sudden, bang, and I'm down again. And it's just like, oh, I think that's one of the reasons why I crashed so badly. It wasn't really a massive thing that happened. It was only just a bad week at work, a particularly bad week at work, yes, but still. And I let a few things slip, you know, a few bad habits start to creep back in. But yeah, it's just really, really annoying, you know. Just for once in my life, I'd like things to continue on an upward curve, to continue going really, really well for me. I mean, I know it's got to happen at some point. You know, it's got to, hasn't it? Law of averages. You know, I'm just sick of dealing with the shit all the time. And, you know, I felt like this is my time, you know, like things are going to continue to go well for me. It's going to be great. I mean, I'm not naive to think that nothing bad's ever going to happen, you know, but it's just, I just felt so good and that things were going so well, and then, yeah, there's the crash, there it is. And yeah, so I was speaking to this girl that I know about that, and yeah, one of the things she said was that, you know, sometimes maybe that's meant to happen, maybe it was meant to happen for a reason. I'm not really one of those people who's ever believed that everything happens for a reason. In fact, I used to get pissed off when people used to say that. But, you know, I don't know, I'm more open-minded about that. Maybe she's right, and maybe it was meant to happen, and then I needed to look at myself, and I'm going to come back even stronger now, because I know that I need to look at certain things that I'm doing and to push myself more to get those good ingrained habits solidified, so that I have that rock solid base to work from, that real self-assuredness, that real confidence. And you know, I am a confident person now. I genuinely am, but I know there's more to come. There's an extra level to go. I think that's been proven by what happened, and I think now is my time over these next 3 months to get it in place. Another important thing she said was, you know, she's going to Thailand as well, by the way. She's one of the people who's going to Thailand I'm going to be working with. And she said, you know, going to Thailand isn't going to fix everything. And she's realised that you can't expect a situation or a person to fill the gap and to be the answer and to be the thing that brings you happiness. You know, if you don't already have that within you, if you aren't already happy within yourself and have that strength within yourself, a situation or a person isn't going to bring that to you. It's not going to make any difference. You'll feel better temporarily, but ultimately you're not building on a solid foundation. And that, for me, is what I've realised. And so, yeah, maybe she's right. Maybe she's exactly right, and that I needed this to happen for me to come back, think things through again, and come back even stronger and really push myself. Because I know there's more within me. There's infinite amounts of strength in here. We've all got them. We've just got to realise it, and then we've got to find that motivation to continue pushing and pushing and pushing, to squeeze every last drop of it out of us. And that's what I'm going to do over these next 6 months. I think I'll start pretty well, you know, and I aim to keep that up for these next 6 months. So let's see how we go. And I'm pretty sure I'll be back certainly within the next couple of weeks with another video for you, and we'll see if I've managed to keep it going. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Keep reading the blog. Don't forget the comments. Get those comments coming. Get in touch with me. I really, really, really want to hear from you. And once again, thanks to everyone who has been reading the blog regularly, who's been commenting on the blog regularly. I've got so much more coming up for you. So these next 6 months, they're not just going to be a boring 6 months till I go to Thailand and then things are going to get really, really, really good, which they are, by the way. Stick around for that. But they're going to be very, very interesting because this is going to be 6 months where I build a rock solid foundation, which I believe is going to be so, so important for the rest of my life. Hasta luego.